welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. We have a great day planned for you today. This is the second in our mini-series. Today is all about implicit trust. Our mini-series has been about overcoming fear. We also have music by Heart Dream. Enjoy. Namaste.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please stand and join us in singing God Makes Me Want to Sing. And dance.
2, 3, 4. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, yeah, God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God in the paupers and the kings. We're all precious, no one is less or more. We've all got the same treasures in the store. That's why I'm loving, yeah, every living thing. Sing out, I can't help it, yeah, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, oh, God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Listen up, I'm believing in my guiding light. No matter what comes, it always turns out right. I just dig right down to how I feel. I take a deep breath and I grab the wheel. I'm believing, yeah, in my guiding light. Sing out now, here we go. I can't help it, whoa, God makes me want to sing and dance and sing and dance. I can't help it, ooh, God makes me want to sing and dance, sing and dance. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Stephen, play a little guitar. Come on, baby. Woo, yeah. I can't help most. I feel so good, I can do most anything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, please remain standing and join us in singing this beautiful song by Ricky Byers Beckwith called I Trust in God.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God.
Woo! Heart Dream. Yes. Isn't it great to have them back? Yes, yes. And they have a brand new CD that happens to be out on the patio. So, in case you love them that much, take them home with you, right? Perfect. Good morning, Unity. Good morning. It is so good to be here with you guys. Hello, Mario. Mwah, love you. And you can sit down now. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Oh, gosh. This place is the best place in the whole wide world to be on Sunday morning. It just does not get any better. And if you're new to our services, a very special welcome to you. We're glad that you chose to be with us this morning. And let's turn to our folks at home and give them a special welcome. Even though they're not here in person, we know that their love and support is with us all the time, and we appreciate you. Now, Unity, as most of you already know, is a positive path for spiritual living. Our focus is on universal truths. Today, you may hear music and you may hear teachings from different spiritual paths, because that's one thing you can count on at Unity, is that we bring all spiritual paths here, because we truly believe there are many paths to God, and you can't get it wrong. It's just that you're on a path, and we hope that you find this one very meaningful to you. As part of Unity's worldwide ministries, we hold a vision for a world that is powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. As we enter our time of prayer and meditation, I'd like for you to check those cell phones. Anything that rings or dings or plays music, even though nice, please turn it off. Thank you. In this part of our service, we share in the experience of prayer, and we do that through an affirmative prayer as we attune to the divine presence that we all share. We're going to say our statement of faith once together, so I encourage you to go into your heart, take a deep breath, and together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Now let that sink in as we sing, "Oh, Sing My Heart Sing."
Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let Let my eyes gaze within me upon my soul, upon my soul. I am you, you are me, thou art everybody. I am faith, I am faith. Oh, sing, my heart sing, let my eyes gaze within me upon my soul, upon my soul. Thou art peace, thou art grace, every smile is your face. I am love, I am love. Oh, sing, my heart sing, let my eyes gaze within me upon my soul, upon my soul. I am light, I am bliss, angel wings in the mist. Bless my heart, bless my heart. Oh, sing, my heart sing, let my eyes gaze within me upon my soul, upon my soul. Oh, sing, my heart sing, let my eyes gaze within me upon my soul, upon my soul, upon my soul, upon my soul.
Today's Heart Minister. Today's prayer begins with a poem by Rainier Maria Rilke. God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. So I do surrender my hand to Spirit. I follow the inner knowing that points me to you, and you, and you. When I trust the Spirit within me, it is easier to trust you. I know the divine dwells within all. I hear how you are also following the guidance of your own heart. When I trust you, you trust me, and a bond is made between our hearts. Soon we trust another, expanding our circle, weaving a web of doubled up bonds. And on it goes, heart to heart. An entrusted web is spun, fit to catch all our dreams, and hold a spiritual community we now call our own. And here we are, and so it is.
Please continue in this meditation. Some beautiful music.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. There is peace. There is
So we take this time to rest in the peace of the stillness, knowing that all is well. Whatever concerns we may have brought in the door today that are held in our hearts, let us surrender those for these just few moments at least, to the love that is present within us, within this sanctuary. Trusting the power trusting the stillness itself to carry away our fears and concerns, to melt away any anxiety or uncertainty, and to simply be here now, in communion with Spirit, in the silence. In this stillness, we find trust. Trust of ourselves and trust of one another.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. I am home, wholly home. My heart trusts in God alone. Open sky, sunbeams fly, radiant truth in my eyes. Beams of light fill up this space. Angelic wings bless all with grace. Love's pure beauty revealed once more. Bliss will stream from the open door. In my hand, grains of sand, will of God understand. In the light, faith is bright, a child soul pure inside. Beams of light fill up this space. Angelic wings bless all with grace. Love's pure beauty revealed once more. Bliss will stream from the open door. I am home, wholly home, wholly home. I am home, I am wholly home, wholly home. I am home, I am wholly home, wholly
Hiya. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for our very own Hart Green. As is my privilege every first Sunday of the month, today once again I say, it is Birthday Sunday. My name is David McKibben, and I am pleased that I get to say, with those of you who are celebrating in the month of May, please stand. It's your choice. And that help us celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We are good. First of all, I'd like to remind everyone that in the seat pocket in front of you, there's a connection card. With this card, you can submit a prayer request, and our heart ministers will pray for you during the week. If you request information, our staff will respond to you during office hours, and the ushers will receive your card with the offering. Now, for those of you who don't have a seat pocket in front of you, pester the people behind you. Our spiritual learning classes have begun. Drop-ins are always welcome. We have 3 great classes this time. Mindfulness as a path to wholeness and happiness, every Monday with Jennifer Hooker. Spiritual prosperity on Tuesdays with our very own Ron Salazar. And on Thursdays, Tools to Awaken Your Joy with Tracy Appleton. Would you like the opportunity to meet and get to know Reverend Kristen in a small, informal setting? Well, here's your chance. Reverend Kristen is eager to meet you. Please sign up with Carolyn or Carl on the patio to attend a meet and greet gathering of your choice. If you are new to Unity and want to learn more about us and the Unity movement, May the 21st, a Sunday afternoon, please join Reverend Kristen and Ron Salazar for an orientation to the Unity movement, Unity of Walnut Creek, and the path to membership. Find out about these events and other activities online in today's bulletin. Now I invite Reverend Kristen.
Good morning, everyone. So today's a big day. You know that today is our Connection celebration. I know this community has been doing a lot of celebrating, right? Well, so why should we stop now, right? So today, after service, we're having an international potluck, and you're invited to bring a dish, if you haven't already, that is reflective of your own culture or culture that you like or food that you like. So it's pretty open. But we imagine that we'll have an international potluck right after this. And then after that, there'll be a performance all about connections, songs and skits and other experiences right after the meal in this room. So please stick around. We have a lot of really fun things planned for you. I know those who have planned the skits and the songs have a great program put together. I won't be having a receiving line. We'll just go right to the community center and get our food. And if you will allow the actors and singers who are part of that performance to get in the front of the line, that would be most gracious, so that they can have something to eat and come back and get ready for their performance. So if you see people cutting up in front, that's because they've been given the go-to. I also wanted to remind you that this Saturday is another open council session. So if you have some things on your heart, some things that you'd love to reflect and let me know about things that really work well at Unity of Walnut Creek or that you're particularly proud of. And then also for us to vision together and imagine and share our dreams and our visions in a very sacred process called council. So come join me from 4 to 6 this Saturday if you have some things you'd like to share as we look at our community together. Thank you.
Okay, now, until you hear the sound of the crystal bowl, take a short moment to greet the people immediately around you, especially those of you who don't know who you're sitting next to. Meet somebody new.
Let's give him a little longer. Yeah, wow, what a difference. Okay.
Turn your amp more this way too.
Please join us in singing Spirit of the pure love, light and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atma, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atma, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever, ever and ever. Thank you. Ever and ever.
Just when you think it's over, hands pull you from the sea. When you surrender, you're set free. Crashing waves can't pull you down. Don't you know your soul can't drown? You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity. You lose your freedom, the gift of mankind. Crashing waves can't pull you down. Don't you know your soul can't drown? You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity. In the dark shine the pearl, where infinite You are infinity. In the dark shines the light, where infinite rainbows swirl, diamond and crystal sound is flowing through your heart. Crashing waves can't pull you down. Don't you know your soul can't drown? You are spirit, you are free, you are infinity.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Heart Dream. Yeah. All matters of the heart here at Unity of Walnut Creek, right? We've got Heart Dream, we've got Heart Ministers, we've got Heart Math. Today we're going to talk about the heart. How about that? Heart connected. So, how do you know if you can trust somebody? You're feeling. You feel it. Yeah. Yeah. Start out by knowing yourself. All right, you guys got it. Forget it. Let's just have some more music, shall we? Ernest Hemingway said the best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust somebody. And you all have said really much more than that. But that's easier said than done, right? A little conventional wisdom that isn't always easy to follow, especially if we are in a place of fear, right? This is our second in a mini-series on fear. Last week we talked about, it's not on fear, but overcoming fear. So last week we talked about taking spiritual refuge and making spiritual refuge and being spiritual refuge for one another. And today we're talking about developing trust, not just trust, but absolute trust, implicit trust, something that we don't even question anymore, that kind of unwavering sort of trust. And what is that trust in? The trust, of course, is in spirit. The trust is in ourselves. And then by extension, then, it's easy to trust one another because we've got it grounded inside of us. So let's take another look at this fear thing, because this fear thing, it gets in the way, doesn't it? It gets in the way of our relationships. It gets in the way of taking risks in our lives. It gets in the way of our good, our ever-flowing good, in all ways. And so it's something that we are not necessarily looking to push away, because you know what we resist does what? Persists. You guys are so good. You know it all already. But it is actually just to work with it, to allow ourselves to transform it. What is fear? Maybe some of you have heard this buzz before too. This acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. And sometimes that might help us to recognize, okay, this isn't really truth. This is something that feels really real, and my palms are sweaty, and my knees are knocking, and my heart is thumping out of my chest, so it sure feels real. But I know in truth there's something else here. So even knowing that intellectually can begin to help us. The path is usually from head to heart, especially for us Westerners. So it's only 18 inches, as Leilani Burt, the trainer of the prayer chaplain, says. It's not a very far drop, but sometimes it feels like a really long journey, doesn't it? But this is where trust is. This is where we're going to find trust. And so our journey to transform fear into trust is to really bring ourselves from this place of, okay, I'm going to confront it. I'm willing to be vulnerable. To, okay, I accept that I really need to be vulnerable. To, oh, now I get it. Now I really believe that this is what works, that I need to work this in order for it to work, that this has become now a part of my creed, that vulnerability is a key way, embracing my fear is a key way that I begin to open to trust and to create then trusting bonds and connections that last and people I can count on in my life, and I too become a person that can be counted on, right? Because we trust people who are in integrity, right? Their actions, their words, and who they are, how they show up, it all flows together. There's a sense of alignment. That's something that allows us to trust somebody. When somebody holds us and listens to us, holds a space for us, then there is a sense of trust. I apologize, my microphone is slipping, so I'm going to do one more adjustment. See if it'll, there we go. Now we're better. The sound guys are like, thank you. So this process then of trusting can be a process of that allowing, believing, coming into this place. I'll give you an example. Years ago, some friends of mine had become adept at bringing this idea of the slicing through a board. Have you seen that before? People breaking through a board in seminars? Yeah. So they had started to incorporate this board breakthrough thing in their seminars. And they told me about it, and I said, oh, wow, I'd like to do that. And they said, okay, you want to do it right now? And I was like, oh, okay. Sure. And one of them was one of my classmates in ministerial school, so I really valued her, and it's still crunching here. It's me. All right, very good. Let's do that. It's my hair, it's my earring, there's all kinds of issues here. Next week, shaved head, no jewelry. I have been there before, so don't put it past me. Yeah, sounds like a challenge, yeah. Vulnerability, right? There it is. Wow, you've taken me back on a completely different path. We're going to move forward. We're going to break the board. Yeah. So the board comes. My friends come back in the house with the board. And on one side, they instruct me to write my fear down. And on the other side, write down what it is that I want to move toward. What is it that I'm breaking through into? What is the transformation, the intention on the other side? So we love this stuff, don't we, us Unity folks? This is what we do, right? So what a fun new way to explore truth, So I'm ready. I'm ready, and my friends have done it, so I can do it. I know lots of people have done it in these seminars, and so I'm just sort of getting all jazzed up, and and then I hit the board, and only my hand is, affected, not the board. That was a nice thick board, and my hand is aching now. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do this, And so again, this sort of revved up kind of, there's sort of this bravado going on in me that, I can do this. And again, same thing happens. Hit the board and it hurts. So I backed up for a minute and dropped inside. This is what I want you to remember to do. Back up a minute and drop inside. Whenever you're feeling afraid, whenever you're feeling uncertain, whenever you have something big before you that feels big to you, whatever that is, drop inside. And there you will find everything you need. And so when I did, I asked myself, what's going on? And I could kind of feel that sort of fear of the ego, you know, like I wanted to succeed. I wanted to do this. What would it mean if I couldn't do it? Oh, you know, I can't really surrender. I'm not really working these principles. I don't really know how to work with this flow. I'm not really, you know, all that stuff. So when I just looked at it, it's sort of like, oh, honey, you know, I want to encourage you to bring that with you, you know, for yourself. Oh, honey. It's like when you know, when a child is hurt or scared, and it's our natural instinct. We all do this. We want to, you know, allow that child to come into our arms if that's something that's going to feel better for them. And you know how that is when you're holding that child, and then you feel, especially a small child, you can feel how their body goes from this like really stiff, tense place to just like, oh, complete softness, let go. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That's what happens when we hold this kind of space for ourselves, when we look, embrace, check out the vulnerability that's there, and make friends with it. And then it just sort of melts. And we then melt and surrender into the truth that we are. And then, folks, we could do anything. We can do anything we possibly dream of when we are in that state of surrender, of compassion, of everything that spirit is. That's what we do. We shift into our divine nature. And then that's what happened. And then I could have broken that board or the next board or the next board because it wasn't me. It was just an energy moving through me. And literally it does feel like paper when you get into that place. That's what they say, right? That big board, all of a sudden, to my great surprise, was laying in 2 pieces on the ground. But it wasn't by might. It wasn't by my ego. It wasn't by the force of my personal will. It was, in fact, by the opposite of that, the surrendered willingness to move into vulnerability and to say, yes, God, use me. That's what trust is about. That's how we develop trust, is by making friends with our vulnerability. Anybody know Dr. Brené Brown? Yeah, queen of vulnerability, right? She's a researcher, and she's researched vulnerability. She gave a TED Talk on the power of vulnerability that went absolutely viral and launched her career. And since then, she's done really great work around shame and other related things. So I encourage you, if you want to do more with this topic, the first thing to do is to watch Brené Brown's TED Talk on the power of vulnerability. And there's more. If you like that, you'll find more. But what Brené Brown says is that vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity, of joy, of belonging, of connection. Oh, really? We got to go there? Vulnerability? Because we all know it's uncomfortable to go to those places that make us feel exposed. That's what vulnerability is, right? It makes us feel exposed. That's where our fear lies. But what we are imploring, what she's imploring us to do, is step closer, not try to avoid. She said that we are the most in-debt, obese, addicted adult cohort in U.S. history. Why? Avoiding our vulnerability. We've gotten really good at it. But you know, it's not really good because we know none of those ways last, right? None of those, you know, addictions to material things or to outer substances or to food or whatever it is that we try to do to sort of stuff that vulnerable space in us work ultimately. And so we began to recognize that maybe something else might work a little better for us. And that's when we turn to God. That's when we turn within. That's when we begin to develop this kind of trust. You know, when we trust ourselves and when we trust spirit, there is no question that we will have trusting bonds with others. Because it all begins here, right? And we can certainly do our work in relationship, which will strengthen our own trust in ourselves too. But often the direction is from within out. And so this is where our spiritual practice comes in handy. Brené Brown says that vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. It sounds like truth, and it feels like courage. There isn't anything weak about truth or courage. I know a lot of us have been taught that. A lot of men in particular, but women too, have been taught that. But there is nothing weak in truth and courage, which is exactly what vulnerability does in action. So making friends with this is our way. Vulnerability is to love and to act without guarantees. To be the one who says, I love you, or I'm sorry, first. The one who says, I'm not sure I completely understood. Tell me again, and I'll listen with a more open heart. The one who is the mature one, the one who is willing to hold that kind of spiritual maturity, is somebody who is willing and courageous enough to be vulnerable. That's what we are creating here in this community. That's my intention, and I'm sure it is yours too, to continue to do this heart work, to continue to develop these strong bonds that say, I know that this is a place where I am safe. I know that this is a place where I can express myself freely. I know that this is a place where people have my back, and when I make mistakes, I get helped up again and again and again. That's my intention. Are you with me? You like that kind of community? All right. Because as we are stronger and stronger and stronger together, then we are stronger and stronger and more able to help the world. And that is a part of our vision too, as we spiritually awaken together. Maya Angelou said, have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time. Yeah. So I was thinking about other people who embody this idea of trust, and one of my heroes came to mind, so I dressed in his honor. This is my Indian Punjabi, and my hero is Gandhi. Yeah, Gandhi just really, wow, talk about somebody who walked their talk. He really was a Christed, as we all are, but really expressed to the fullness of that Christedness, that divine in us, I believe. And one of the great things was his transformation. You know, a lot of times we think these spiritual giants come in with some kind of special, some mojo that, you know, we don't have, right? That they come in somehow ordained in a way that we didn't get. But that's not true. Gandhi was a really, really, really scared little boy. He was so scared that he would run home from school immediately as soon as school ended and shut the door behind him because he was so socially afraid, so afraid that he would be ridiculed. He was an underachieving student. He had nightmares all night about serpents and monsters and things that he was afraid of. He was just a really scared little boy. And even as a young man, at the age of 23, it's said by his biographers that when he went to India, he went to South Africa rather from India, that he was tongue-tied. He was really shy. And he was a small man of stature, as we know. So all of these factors just don't add up to what we then knew 10 years later, that he was called a saint by everybody who knew him. He grew into Mahatma. Mahatma Gandhi means great soul. It's a title. It means great soul. And they called him Bapu, father. Not just a father of children, father of a nation. How did this small man who started as a child and really didn't get too much higher in stature and physical stature have this stature of such a great soul? He, through the power of his implicit trust that he walked and talked and that he connected with spirit, that he helped his entire country, India, overthrow the British Empire. Nobody would have believed that were possible. The British Empire was taking over the world. Nobody would have believed any country like India could have overthrown such an empire. But they did. How? Through the soul force and magnetism of one man who got it and shared that trust with everybody he knew. The trust that he had in spirit, the trust that he had in himself, and the trust he extended to all of the other Indian people and South African people, because he did a lot of work in South Africa, which is where it began. When he began to be oppressed and discriminated against in South Africa, He coined the term and embodied the force of ahimsa, nonviolence. He said nonviolence it's not just, not hurting one another physically. Nonviolence is about not having judgmental thoughts. Nonviolence is not wishing ill on anyone. Nonviolence, he said, is even not having any undue haste. Not acting with undue haste. Wow, that's a big one, isn't it? I've been sitting with that one. It's like, oh, I don't remember reading that before. Rewind, But it makes sense to me, how we move in this culture so fast. How we move in our lives, how we take as a badge our busyness, badge of honor. I've been so busy. It's like, that's violent. And you really sit with that, you realize, yeah, it's not kind. It's not kind to the body, it's not kind to the soul, it's not kind to one another to be too busy for each other. And so we rest then, and to think what he accomplished, right? So it's not about not accomplishing, it's about getting in the flow and moving with the flow of spirit, trusting guidance. Gandhi was somebody who would trust his intuition so much that people were thrown off because at the last minute he would completely change the strategy. He would completely change the direction because spirit gave him something new. Or he'd wait till the last minute because he hadn't gotten any guidance. So he stayed true to that intuition, and this is one of the ways that we develop our trust. When somebody says, I don't trust that person, we must think, or when we say it ourselves, maybe we can think a minute and say, do I trust myself, though? What is it in my intuition that is telling me I can't trust this situation? There might be something valid that we can't trust. It's not about the person not being a good person. But there may be something valid that we're not trusting. But then where can we find the trust? Inside. Where can we know which direction to go? Inside, right? And he was honed in this practice of knowing his spirit and knowing his guidance. And that's one of the keys. So the British, one of the stories is General Dyer, was responsible for this great massacre in India. And afterwards, people were, coming to Gandhi, and they were kind of getting up in arms, and they were getting really upset. And of course, they wanted revenge and all the things that we do, when we're upset and we want to protect ours and our own. And he said, oh no, he said, we have to be unafraid to trust our opponent. We have to have, in fact, implicit trust in human nature. Implicit trust in human nature. It's the essence of the creed of nonviolence. And so what does he mean? He means the highest form of human nature, what we would call divine nature. Trusting the goodness, looking for the goodness, trusting. Right now in our world where we all are getting so worked up on separation with us and them and bipartisanship, and those people don't know what they're talking about, and these people are doing all these horrible things, and you know the stories. You listen to the news. You're in the conversations. But what if instead we looked for the truth, we looked for the good, we had implicit trust that whatever is happening, it doesn't mean that we don't take actions, but whatever is happening, there is something good at the core of it all. There is something good unfolding. There is something good coming into the light. The shadows are being illuminated. And trusting that process and trusting ourselves in that process to be the very expression of this kind of implicit, walking, talking trust. So this is our charge, to really move ourselves from those places of fear to a place of trust by embracing the fear, by opening to our vulnerability. This is how we'll create real connections and deepen the connections that we have and make new connections that we wish to have in relationship to one another, in relationship to all of life. By risking our vulnerability, by trusting our innate wisdom. And if all else fails, we can just remember what the author of Peter Pan, J.M. Barrie, said. All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust. Let's close out with an affirmation. I trust in the infinite wisdom within all life. One more time together. I trust in the infinite wisdom within all life. And so it is. God bless you.
All right. I really encourage you guys to come this afternoon. You may not realize it's our welcoming of Reverend Kristen and Brenda here. So we started all of this with the idea of having a celebration day for Reverend Kristen and Brenda and welcoming them to our home and helping them feel a part of our home. And that all came out into the potluck, and then the kids wanted to perform and the adults wanted to perform. So it truly is a connection day for all of us. So I hope you guys will all plan to be here. You know, the very special experience of personal prayer is always available. And those of us who have our heart minister, precious people here, I'd like our heart ministers to stand so that you can see who they are. They'll be the ones with the lavender stoles. And if you would like the personal experience of private prayer with one of them, please seek one of them out after the service. They would love to pray with you. Now is a time for us to welcome new people. Now, you might feel like you can hold your hand up. You might feel like you can't hold your hand up. Either way works for us. We just want you to know that you're here for a reason and that we appreciate you being here. But if you are willing to hold your hand up, we have a gift for you. And Mike and some of the other ushers will be handing out the gifts. It's information about Unity. It also includes a necklace. And if you would wear that necklace, we'll know that you're new. And you can wear that necklace for a few weeks if you want to, until you don't feel so new. Because it does take a little while, and then you'll start getting involved, and then you'll start feeling like this is home. So is there anybody here that's new for today that would like to raise their hand? Ah, I see one brave soul. Now I see two brave souls. Oh, you guys are great. Now, even if you didn't feel like raising your hand, you can still go out to the welcome table. Okay? Just because you didn't raise your hand doesn't mean you don't get a gift. So we encourage you to do that. And now it's time for our prosperity celebration. It's a time where we go within and communicate with the Spirit that there is a circulation, and that's one of the Unity principles, is the law of circulation. As you give, you also receive. So together we're going to open our hearts, open our love for Unity, and give back. Because in truth we know that we cannot experience lack, for who we really are knows no knowledge of lack or limitation, and we are abundantly blessed. For credit card donations, you can put PushPay on your smartphone or take out one of those envelopes that's on the clipboard in front of you. And of course, you guys at home, there's a button on the Watch Live page. And now let's go into our hearts together with our blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are so grateful. Thank you.
Trust in God. He will see you through. Trust in God. He will see you Learn to trust in God.
You gotta trust in God.
Trust in God.
I gotta trust in God.
Trust in God.
Yes, He'll see you through. Yes, He'll see you through.
He will see you through.
She knows just what to do. Yes, He'll see you through. Yeah, It's time we all learn. He knows about us. Yeah, he'll see you through. She knows just what to do. Yeah, he'll see you through. Yeah, we are the trust. You know he will see you through. Yeah, you gotta trust. You know he's gonna. She'll see you through. You know she's gonna. Come on, come on, come on. You know she's gonna see you through. Hey, you gotta trust. Trust is the word. It's gonna get you through. Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, she'll see you through. You know, she will see you through. Yeah, you gotta trust. Yeah, yeah, he will see you through. He will see you through. Trust in God. She will see you through. We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. 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 Good to see you.
Wow, we've got a packed stage today. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome, young people.
Oh, you ain't
I
seen
invite
nothing
our
yet.
ushers forward to bless our offering. All right, with all this mighty energy all around us, behind us, on the sides, let us give thanks for the gifts that we are holding here, for the givers and the gifts themselves, and let us bless them together with our affirmation. Thank you, God, for your ever-increasing, unceasing flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. And let's bless our young people. Wow, beautiful. Hello, everyone. We're going to bless you. You ready? Open your hearts and receive. Young people, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. Let's close out with our prayer, protection, and peace song.
Everybody hold the hand. You guys hold the hand.
If you want to grab a hand nearby, and let's pray together the prayer of protection in trust, knowing this is so. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And let's sing our peace song. You are the light and the love and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine and have fun.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you trust in God. You know you gotta trust. Yeah, she gonna. Come on and trust. You know you can't do it if I can. Come on, trust in God. You know I gotta trust. So do you. Hey, you gotta trust. Come on, you got. Yeah, you gotta trust. You can do it. I can do it too. Yeah, you gotta trust in God. Come on, trust in God. Yeah, she'll see you through. You know she gonna see you through. Trust in God. He will see you through. Trust in God. She will see you through.
Thank you, Walnut Creek.